So, hi everybody and welcome back. This is Unreal Engine 5 tutorial series for absolute beginners, and in this video, which is 28, we are adding weapons to our character. And I will go use Infinitive Blade Warriors weapons, but you can use all kind of weapons. It must be not them. So, first of all, we open our launcher, we go to free epic game content, and there we search our Infinitive Blade Warrior sets. Out here. Here. And here there are Infinity Blade weapons. Of course, you can use all weapons which you find for free, or you create your own ones and bring them. It works with all, but I use them because it's already here and all can follow, because what you have to do is just click on this one, download it, and after you download it, you can see we have a bunch of weapons available, and this one we are going to use. And then you add this to your project, and after you added this to your project, then let's open up our game here fast. Here, then you will have a folder. Let's dock this here on top and make this a little bit bigger. Then you will have a folder like this one, Infinitive Blade Weapons. And I give them a color so they are the same color. So I know this is the Infinitive Blade Warriors, this is the Infinitive Blade Weapons, and so. And very important, later we will get rid of this files here, because we should, when we develop our game, all shift anyhow to our folder. But right now we are learning and we are testing and so on. That's why it can stay there. And important is, here are the weapons then. And there you go to, here is a map, and you want overview all the weapons. If you want, you can open this up and show. But we go directly to weapons and we select one. And you can select a blade or a blunt or whatever weapon you want. And I selected from the blades this axe, and I selected here some, I don't know, I selected just anything here. Anyway, when I open this up, you can see we will need the skeleton mesh. So that said, we have the weapons, or you have your own weapons and so on. What is the next step? The next step is how we add these weapons now to our character. And actually there are many different ways to add them, and I show you here 2 ways, which are not perfect because I can't show all different ways, but our rule is just find one way which works and use it till you have a better knowledge, and that's I'm going to use. So first of all, the first way which I want to use in this video is a very simple one, which is used when you want just add one weapon to your character and you know you will never change it ever. For example, you want to add it for an artificial character, AI, a bot or something, a monster or something like that. You can add, for example, monsters with weapons too and so on. But you know this monster or this AI will never change his weapon. Then we add the weapon directly to the character or to the enemy or whatever. And how we are doing that, I show you now. First of all, I demonstrate this now with our player character, but later you can select whatever you want. So first of all, let's open our player character. It's my default character here. I double click it. I already made here some things, but that's not very important. And I have already a flying axe here around, and this one will be our weapon. Not really this one, but I will show how you add this one. Later we have, of course, adjust this weapon to our hand instead of letting it fly. So how I add this axe actually to my character. So I delete this one so you can follow from start. So this one is gone. We just go here on top and add. And here we have to be careful. Normally weapons are not skeletal meshes. For example, some are static meshes, but in this case they are skeletal meshes. and check this all time what kind of weapon you have, and I show you how you check this. Very easy. Go to the weapons you have, then you go again to the weapon you want. Let me just click here one, and then you see here if it's a static mesh, but in this case it says it's a skeletal mesh. Because this is important, because we go back to our adding character, because here we have to add then a skeletal mesh instead of a static mesh. Sometimes this one works also with static mesh, but here find skeletal mesh and add this one, so we can use it. So here is a skeletal mesh. Let's call this weapon manually added. Weapon manually added. So that's very easy. We have now this one here, and now we have just to find in the details panel on the right side the skeletal mesh weapon, and there are different ways. You just select, for example, this one. It's selected, then you go here to the mesh, and you can use this one. Of course, you can also search here which you want, and you see after I did this one, it is already added here anywhere. So when I move it around, yes, this time I have this strange X here, but it is not perfect. We have to adjust it. For example, I can now set it here and set it here and set it here, but this will have still a problem. Let me show what I mean with that. Perhaps I can't show you because I have activated the other ones. Let me fast deactivate this one and compile save. And when I play this one now, you see this one is not following us, right? And we want that this X actually follow our hand. And this one is added, nice, but it just stays on my side. So how we can change this? Very easy. We go back to our viewport again. Here is that. This time I want that this X should follow my hand. So I need a connection here, right? And how we make this connection, I will show you in a moment. First, before we can, let's do the connection. Let's create a connection here first. How we do this, we go to our player character, our normal character mesh. Then we go to the skeletal mesh of our character and find it and open this one up. After you open this one up, we have here on the left side, this is our player character, and this one is here default. It looks something like that. Sorry. And here we have now our skeleton tree, and the skeleton tree is now important. Why? Because I want that the weapon is connected to my hand, and the skeleton tree will give me this connection. But how I connect this now? And there is something called like a crate socket. But first of all, you can check if our skeleton already has some sockets. Sometimes they have, sometimes they don't. Let me show right here on top sock, something like that, and it will pop up most time. This one, this hand left socket was there, I think, or yes, I think this one was already there, but this one was not there. Let's delete this and I show you how to create, oops, Control Z. I think I should not delete something like that. All selected, definitely if not. I want to only select this socket here. Okay, I think I delete this one. I'm not sure if is this all selected or not. And right, and so good. I want only select this one. I don't know why it's selecting. Perhaps this selection mode. Let me go here. Not really. Anyway, let's delete this one. And now only this one is deleted. Perfect. So perhaps you have just this hand right here, and hand right means this is your hand. And here you want that the weapon follows this one. But here is no socket. What you can do now is add a socket manually, and you go click this hand right click, and then it says here add socket, and I think the name is perfect here, hand R socket, hand right socket. Perfect. Now we have a socket. This was already there. This was not there. This one we added now. So we have added a socket and we can do something here. We can check a preview of our X. And how we do this? We click again our hand R socket. We right click again and we go to the previous section and we find here the X which we have. X, any X, that's I find now. You should find the right X, but I use any X, will we work with all. And then you can adjust this a little bit here to say I want it so, and then I want it here anyhow. Let me make this a little bit slower because it flies around like a rocket. And let me select my socket again. And now I'm going to adjust this a little bit as best as you can. At start, this is okay. And yeah, it's not perfect, but it takes a little bit of time. And one more thing you can do here. For example, we go here on animations. You set it not to default. You set it use specific animations. And now I can select, for example, an animation here in the animation tab. For example, I can this one here, which looks not very good. Let's change here. This one will shot on my head. This one would be better. And then adjust it a little bit. And adjust this one. Let's see. That looks a little bit better. And then we can set this to default again. Here are some adjustments. So, and with that set, I think I put it a little bit more back. We go, that's all it. And we can here save. And this one is just a preview. That's not very important. If you want to get rid of the preview, you can click here, right click, go on bottom again. And it says here, remove all attachments. It's gone. Perfect. So let's go back to our warrior. And this time when I click, it will not work again. And I show you why. Because we missed one step here, and the last step is this skeletal mesh is created, but it is not attached to our character, and we have not selected the socket which we created. So how we do this? First of all, we go to the mesh. It's our skeletal mesh. We drag and drop it on our character mesh. And the character mesh, you can see it here, becomes the parent. And after this one is now the child and this one is the parent, we have here an option here on the details panel. And it says, where is socket here? And I can find a parent socket and we are searching it. And we are searching, of course, you could attach it to a hand, to a bone. Would work also, but the socket, it's, I don't know, better. You have to read this a little bit in the documentation why they use socket, but this one, it would, I think it would even work on a bone because it's almost the same. Only sockets has some more options and adjustments probably. And let's find our right, let's write sock. And there pops up our options. The one we created was right, I think. And now it is on my right, but anyhow still not right. Compile save. Because if I play now, it works, but I have to make an adjustment again. Let's do this. Let's put it here. And yeah, now it's a little bit just adjusting, but this one I'm not going to do here because this takes a little bit of time just to adjust this. Let's see, I compile, save, go on. It's a little bit better. And one more adjustment is probably here turning around. Let's up here, something like so. And yeah, and that works anyhow. This animation is a little bit not perfect. There is still you have still to work on it. You can see the X is slicing my head normally, so there is some adjustment to do or changes, but for now let's keep this one because it shows all the thing what I wanted to show, that you can add manually here on the character something without code. This is the version without any use of code, and only good if you know that you want not change, for example, the weapon. So you know you use one weapon and that should be all time there. Perhaps you would even use then a full character, and there are other ways probably even better than this one, but whatever, this is just a good thing to know that you can attach what you want. Interesting is here you can attach here whatever you want to this character as well. You can add, let me show you this fast too, this is also very interesting. Let's say you want to attach here just without much doing. Normally there are other ways to do it, but you can just say I attach a static mesh, this one here, let's call it whatever, and I adjust this one here, let's call the static mesh. Let's find any static mesh, which makes no sense, but let's see. Let's something like a, oh, let's see, let's find a static mesh here in our starter content. Let's go here to the started content, let's go to props, let me attach something funny. Stone behind my should we have, okay, this is funny. Let's attach a stone behind my back. I'm walking with a stone. So what's that? Static mesh stone. That was a blueprint. Oh no. Okay, static stone. Let me write a rock. It was a rock. Here is the rock one. So now I have a rock. Let's scale this fast. Slower. Low. Okay, that's good. And now I attach a rock behind my back. This is just for fun mode. Of course, you can attach more things which make more sense, but you see this one works too. Now I have, okay, this we have the same problem like before. You must add the stone as attach it to the mesh again here, and let's see when, and then probably follow a socket on the body again. Let's see, but this time I just change, take a bone instead of, let me see this one. I can make this fast without doing too much. When we compile this one will still not work because it stays there, and now I change here, I just select here a bone instead. Let's gives here something like a backbone. Back, no. Let's go fast to the skeleton mesh and see what we have here. You can watch this if you don't know the bones like me. Then you go just here, and then you see here something like a spine and spine. Okay, I think we have here this calf, and then I think we can use this clavicle or spine or what this is. Okay, one of them I select just for fun. Let's use the spine and test this out. Or I make later a bone. And so we have something made again. It looks good. I have just to adjust it again a little bit. Place it. Add it where I want. Now he's a stone. He got a stone. As a back up, whatever. And yeah, my character with a stone attached to his back, and you see now it follows. And you can of course attach much more things to this one. Make your character very funny with this one, or make the enemies very funny as well. It works, and of course the stone is not what we want later. Okay, I think I talked too much, and in the next video I show you how we can use up with coding. Yeah, we code a little bit and then we attach the weapons with coding. The advantage with coding is we can switch weapons then with K pressed and so on. This we can't do here because this is manually attached. So that was it for this, and in the next video we start to code a little bit with weapons. Okay, see you there. Bye.